Okay, team. You have, let's say, 5 days of travel through hyperspace. Because you need to be careful. You need to organize this. So, you can heal 5 days of strain, 5 days of wound. You can heal 5 wounds from the ship and 5 strain from the ship as well. And what would y'all want to do during this time?
Do you have a chance to repair these communications over these 5 days?
Is there a way that I can try to repair the comms?
It'll be the only thing you get to do. But yes.
That's fine. It's like I have nothing else really to do.
That's fair.
I am gonna flip a dark side point on this. Upgrading that difficulty. But feel free to make a mechanics check when you're ready. Buddy. Buddy. Frienderino.
Oh.
That's a lot of advantage. It's a shame Gratz never has any strain. So you could use that.
True.
Unfortunately that doesn't do anything right now. Unless I can
fine.
find something for repairs, but maybe. What is it, Teshifer?
Can I try and jury rig a harness, like just to try and hold the gun more steady, sort of thing?
Yes. It'll be very hard because you don't have equipment.
Yep, I imagine so.
You don't have an engineering bay. You don't have parts. You'll be using like the side of your sabacc table and stuff. But feel free to try. There'll be an engineering.
Okay, so I assume that's mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will see. Do I get any advantage from this thing? Probably not.
No. That's gonna be a strain.
You know what? Considering what it could have been, I'll take it.
You work away on it.
That's great because I had 4 strain and we had 5 days of healing strain.
There you go. I am going to work with R5 and Carrie to try and get us into the best spot in this nebula as possible when we come out and figure out flying wise how that's going to work, what I need to do. Essentially just giving myself as much knowledge about this.
That's nice to do because that's going to give R5 2 blue on his astrogation check to actually get you not to die.
That's the goal.
Flipping out of this place. So I'm actually going to roll that now.
Okay. Yes, we didn't die.
So you have that bit of time.
crap.
You have that beat of time, a little bit to prep, where it's a bit tense. You're going to be taking on a full-on Star Destroyer with the plan to kind of get inside it and destroy it from inside. R5 has been plodding away at the astrogation for a whole bunch of time with a lot of you. And when it comes ready, you drop out of hyperspace and to an immediate stop in like a pocket inside this nebula. It's called the Blue Ring Nebula for a reason. It is, this expanse of deep and rich purples with skittering blue electricity crackling between sections of the cloud. It is beautiful and terrifying, but you manage to actually drop out of hyperspace in a safe section of it, because nebula like this hide gravity wells, which is more the problem. Traveling through it in a ship as well is also dangerous, and you're gonna have to be doing that. But that was also a good enough check that behind you got Y-wing and 2 X-wings. One of those X-wings is still injured.
Yeah.
It's not as injured, but one of those Y-wings is just noticeably damaged. So you have a little bit of a force. They might be able to help you with the ties. So, what's the plan? Do you want to... inside this nebula, you have no comms, you have no scanners that can see out of it. You just need to head to where Grey Market is, and...
Yep.
And go.
Do we have time to help fix that X-wing? Or can they just not do anything to
There
help
would
fix
be
what's
no
wrong?
way to do that without risking electrocuting yourself to death in a nebula.
Yeah, okay, good point. Okay.
Alright, whenever you're ready, I'm going to need a check, a piloting space check from you, Jack.
Just a note.
Oh, you get rid of black dice.
Yes, 2. I get rid of 2 black.
Guess
dice.
how many black dice you had? You had 2. So
Sorry, you cut right.
you
I have
had
no
2
idea.
black dice. Now you have none.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will click the button now.
Oh,
That's really
my
good.
god.
That's really fitting. So the ship is going to take 2 system strain, just straight up going through the nebula. But other than that, it's smooth, and also it's smooth for the rest of the ships going through as well. You can weave through, you know, the electro pockets, the space clouds, the kind of chunks of ice and rock that float freely amongst this nebula, and actually break out, and not even break out charging straight towards Grey Market, but break out kind of on the edge of a nebula, semi-obscured, which allows you to see the scene. If you remember, Grey Market is in the ring of a planet in the solar system that's kind of in the middle of this nebula. It's on the ring of the planet, and above it is this strange-looking Star Destroyer with the orbs of gravity well projectors. Even being this close to it, like, your Navi computer is, like, fritzing and glitching out. You can see, even from here, and this is not scanners, this is just view out the window. But you can see just like a murmuration of starlings, ties, just full formation. And also going back and forth between the hodgepodge space station of bounty hunters down there.
Can you guys figure out their patterns? See those ties making their moves, their formations?
You want to try and move when they would be like on the other side, so you have the best chance possible.
Yeah.
That would be a check. What the fuck kind of check would that
Can't-
be?
Just as a little, this is like just a flavor thing because it give me no change in stats. But would I have been able to, during the flight over, paint the laminate armor we have to be old Republic style paint job and put that on?
Yeah.
I'm wearing like proper like old Republic.
It will give you a
paint
stat
style.
bonus because it is soak too.
I thought I had padded on, which is soak too.
Oh.
Then it will be no statistical benefit for you whatsoever.
Nope, it's just a thing. So
He's going hard.
Would I be able to try to scan, not to scan a specific ship, but just to be able to scan to determine their patterns?
No. Your scanners do not go that far. You would need a science ship in Star Trek, a different franchise, to be able to do something like that. What you can do is a perception check, and it's going to be difficult because you can't use scanners. But there's actually going to be a black dice, but you get rid of black dice. So if you want to give me a perception check, go ahead.
Thank God for the squeal of ties.
So it's one of those things, you're so far away, it's kind of impossible to check, but especially if you want to give that blue to Jack's piloting to actually kind of approach and avoid them, you know, this will be you kind of keeping watch, nose to the glass. So Jack, gonna give you a blue. This will be to see if you can avoid as much as possible while flying sneakily.
Fly casual. Gotcha.
Not casual.
Totally casual. Nothing suspicious.
Your very presence is illegal.
Yep. So
you may fire when ready.
Completely neutral.
Perfectly
entirely
balanced as all things should be. Completely neutral is kind of great for this. So this is a very like anxious moment. You're flying silently with the rebels behind you, just going through space. empty space towards this Star Destroyer. It's getting closer and closer in your visuals, which reminds you just how huge this thing is. It's silhouette 7. It is a big boy. Eventually, you get close enough to its scanners where your little computer will just go alert. But that's going to get you pretty close. I need to check how range its scanners do and be. So it's actually going to scan you at long range, which is not a surprise. You would already be going at your regular max speed, I imagine.
3.
So, why don't we roll initiative? This is going to be cool.
It's gonna be cool.
Yep, makes sense.
Pretty much everywhere, it's going to be cool.
Ooh.
That is a high tier meme that I forgot about, by the way. It's just wholesome.
It is.
Alright, let's do it. Let's have one initiative for all the rebels, just for ease.
I am a-okay with this. They are so good!
Oh!
They are so good! I love them.
And, let's have one for the ship itself and one for the ties. So this is, this is not great. But pretty good for you, because that means the X-Wings and Y-Wings, they're just, like, they can't communicate with you. They get within range of the ship. They don't know that your plan is to get inside it.
Yep.
Although they can kind of infer that they're probably not going to siege it completely. I'm just going to check their speeds. Speed 4. Absolutely fine. The X-Wings can actually go a little bit faster. They're going to charge at speed 4. They're just going to go from long to medium range, and they're just going to start barreling forward. They're just going to start getting into the right place to do a combat.
To do a combat, I like it.
And then next is going to be the frickin' ties, which is entirely makes sense. So, what's kind of sweet, you know, you got the frickin' cockpit, and everyone in the ship is in the cockpit, right? Prepping. You don't know when you might need them, and you can always say, hey, I want Carrier to help with blank, or R5 to help with blank, because they're not really taking their own turns, just so we don't go crazy. But you see the Y-Wing flanked by 2 X-Wings shearing over you, and then you see just a fleet of ties fly in formation under the Star Destroyer, and they're going to be getting close. They're really fast. That's the thing with ties. They are really fucking fast. So they are going to immediately join up with the rebels. They are going, one section of them. This is going to be, you know, maybe a third of the full deployment of X-Wings. Just forms a ball, and laser blasts start firing, and all of that starts happening. The others you start to see kind of going from regular formation to a defensive formation, kind of swirling around the Star Destroyer. Next is going to actually be one of you, and then it's the Star Destroyer. So whomst wants to go? You're at long range right now. It's got you in its scanners.
This is a question. Gratz,
I can possibly jam its comms, which will make it more difficult to communicate with the ties. That's probably the only thing I could do of use.
do you think
right
that
now.
that's more valuable to do?
Or I could try to slice them if I lower their shields. Those are the only two things I could really do right now.
I don't think you're within range at long range of lowering shields.
Could you do something to the ties that are close up? They don't have shields, is part of the problem.
They're all those. Also, we've seen that it is possible for them to have friendly fire, and with that many ties, can we do something to make it harder for them to coordinate?
Yeah, I could jam some of the TIE fighters.
Completely cut this piece of their squadron off. May not be a bad option. Why don't we?
Because it would be a computer's check, and then the better I do on it, the more of them I can jam, basically.
Okay. I mean, why don't we give that a go? That seems
Sure.
like the most responsible thing. We really can't be leaving our friendlies here to just get demolished. The less of them we have when we get to that.
So you want to right now focus on the ties there?
Yeah, the small deployment that went through.
Yeah, we need them to last as long as possible so that we can get onto that ship.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna try to jam the comms of the one that looks like he's flying the best.
These are minions. You're jamming the comms of this group of ties.
That's
Okay, sure.
perfect.
Yeah,
3
that's awesome.
difficulty?
I think it's hard. I think yeah. Oh, it's average actually. It's 2.
Okay, it's ready.
I mean, that's a lot of advantages.
3
though.
advantage is actually relatively useful.
Does that give that group strain?
If you wanted to.
I mean, yeah, I think that's probably the best thing I can do. Is just.
Okay, I mean, you're flying a TIE fighter. You're in a fucking fridge. You know, once it starts to go beep, 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 like hacking alerts,
Yeah.
that's distracting, which means you're more likely to get shot in yonder future, right? Okay.
That's me.
Boom. The actual ship, the Star Destroyer, you do not see, it's not moving. It might be getting into a more combat position, you know, rearranging guns and things. But it is not preparing to fire at you or anything like that.
Okay.
There is going to be a check that they're doing.
Ooh. Ominous.
That fails-ish?
Successfully.
Fails successfully. Ooh.
Oh, that's that's terrifying.
Yeah, that'll actually be really good. So, next is going to be one of you. Please. You're sort of approaching, aiming to go for this group of ties that has wrapped up your rebels.
Yeah, what distance are we from the ties at this point?
Yes.
They would be only short range from you.
You wanna go?
I might as well take some shots and then we'll fly.
After you.
No, please.
I'll take some shots. So in this case, I don't. Oh, but blast can hit multiple ones, can't it?
Blast will hit multiple people,
Yeah.
which is
why
good
I
because it will
think
hit multiple ties, but it will very likely hit your friend Lowe's.
Oh, do I? Since it's just a minion group, should I use the linked iron? Because ion works
We need
as
to get to close range first, then, so I should fly closer.
oh, it's short range. Yeah, that's right.
It could be sensible to go with a missile blast first, you know. Up to you though.
Do it when there's more of them than there are ties, so there's less ratio.
Yeah, okay. So you want me to fly in first? I'm just gonna fly us closer.
Either way, that works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
Excellent,
have
and
you
then
fly
you're in
first.
close, and Voka.
I guess I'm gonna launch some missiles.
Please.
Fire the missile.
Make sure I.
Okay, have a nap. But then fire the missile!
I was on the wrong thing. I was on combat. Okay, so gunnery ready?
You're firing the ion
Yeah.
linked ones? Is that right? Cool.
Damn it.
You're firing ion cannons.
It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
matters
it
for being able to
does.
fire again. Yeah. Realistically, I would have been firing the rocket, the explosive one, because that's what I said I'd start off firing.
Okay.
Okay. Excellent. That's going to be just completely ineffective. Which means it's time for the rebels. You see. I mean, and this is what X-Wings thrive at. You know, they were trying to shoot at a big old thing. That's not their duty. That's not their job. They don't do that. They're going to start shooting at some ties. They're nice and close.
What they were made for.
what they were fucking made for, bud. Bam. Ah.
Man, we're just making these ties very stressed out.
They're gonna start hitting each other in terms of just running into each other.
Hopefully.
Okay, at this point you're getting into the fray. Like, you are breaching this bubble of combat. There's lasers blasting everywhere. There's more ties than there are rebels, but only by a little bit. So there's people following, and then there's another X-Wing behind, another tie behind. The first X-Wing is gonna do some, breaching, glancing shots on one tailing another, but it's not gonna really be that effective. Then we got this one. That's just not effective at all.
That's the damaged one.
That is the damaged one. Which actually means it's going to slow down to slow speed, have difficulty doing anything in the future for a little bit. And then we have everyone's favorite. Everyone loves them. It's the TIE Fighter group. I'm actually not going to attack as them as a minion group, so they can attack multiple targets. Because they totally will be. There's 3 targets. Oh, I didn't attack with the Y-Wing. The Y-Wing, it's going to use... It's noticeably not using its ion cannon. It's going to be using its forward-mounted cannons. And do nothing. What a wonderful world. Next is going to be the X-Wing.
They're distractions.
It's basically the same role for everyone, which is interesting. This is going to be attacking what? The injured X-Wing. Bam. Strain. The fresh X-Wing. That's a hit. It gets clipped. If only you could hear the... it's kind of almost surreal, because you actually can't hear the yelling from the ships, right? Usually the comms would be alive with, there's someone on my tail, stuff like that. But you can't hear it. One is going to attack the Y-Wing. Boom. Miss. And one is going to be attacking you. Actually, yeah, just the one.
It's that goddamn stylized scene where, we just see from looking out into this battle and there's just no sound.
There's just no noise.
Just silence.
I mean, I'm actually playing, some fucking rock guitar right now, but realistically, there's no noise. But otherwise, you'll hear my computer going, kill me! Put me out the pasture, please! I'm 2 years old. That's 1 year too long for an Ollie computer.
Annoyingly for all computers these days.
My computers go through a lot of shit. Speaking of shit! It's one of you.
Well, I already went. Or are we back at the top of the order?
Back at the top of the order.
Okay, cool.
All of you are available.
So I figure it's going to be one of...
The shields take a blasting from a tie. The only thing you can hear is the screeching of them, right?
I'm gonna...
Do we want to get closer to the big ship this turn?
Nope.
Before its turn or after its turn?
Both X-Wings are damaged now.
Yeah.
And with the damage that these do, it's basically, they take another hit, they go down,
Yeah, we need to deal with this. So I'm gonna go ahead right now, and I'm gonna take a shot at one of the TIE fighters here with our little baby cannons on the front.
Oh, you got many guns. Is everyone gonna take a turn shooting?
We could, in theory. That might have to be what happens here.
Go ahead!
Only 2 can fire this turn because we can't do missiles this turn.
Yeah, so that's
good.
The baby
How much damage is that gonna do?
That is real good.
That's gonna do 4 damage, I think.
Oh!
Because it's 3 plus the 1.
Yeah.
So 4 damage.
So they're going to take that, of course. That actually does bring down... that's one of the X-Wings tailing one of the damaged X-Wings. Just enough shots in the right place to clip the wing and...
Cool.
As you wish.
I am going to take some strain to implement some evasive maneuvers.
Whoa!
Is
there a check for that?
So evasive maneuvers, basically what it means is just they will have a harder time hitting us.
Excellent.
There's no check for it. It's just Yeah.
Okay. Next
It
is
is
actually the ship in the distance, which doesn't do anything. Just an ominous backdrop for this little battle right now. And then it's one of you guys. Actually, it's
Go.
yeah.
You go next, definitely.
Fire on the ion guns.
Okay, please do.
Check my dice pool. I haven't got anything good. Okay. And boom.
That's a triumph.
That's a triumph. Why don't you go ahead and so you could use the linked, just do more damage. Is it linked ion cannons? You could use their triumph
It
to
is
automatically
linked,
activate
yeah.
linked to do more damage, even though you didn't hit.
Shall I do it?
Or you could do a crit.
Oh, I should probably
I think
do a
you
crit.
should do a crit.
I should
Yeah.
do a crit.
Roll me a D-hundo. Oh shit! It doesn't actually matter because these are minions. I mean that's an amazing roll, but a crit kills minions.
Oh shit!
So this is actually going to be you. You're just sailing through, aiming the ion cannon, just blowing them. And the thing is, this is an ion cannon as well. So the TIEs are just dead in the water. They just stop, and then they get finished off by the X-wings or the turret on the
they, like,
Y-wing.
hit another one.
Well, I hit another one because they just sort of scared of the inertia. Yeah,
Yep.
so leaving just
This is where if you looked over to where Voka is, he's in the chair like
Yeah.
he doesn't need to, but he does it.
Makes him shoot better.
He's like my mum playing Mario Kart.
Yep.
he's enjoying this far too much.
Okay, with the X-Wings out of the way, free reign on the ship. Grats?
We would not be long range. We would be medium range now, right? Because that's where they were at. Okay.
I mean,
Medium range
realistically,
from
I could try to slice them.
You know what? Why not? Right?
Block it. Like, honestly. There's no...
Disrupt the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you try and disable like their hangar shield?
You can go in a hangar. There's no
Oh, just fly
friendly
in, I
whatever.
guess.
If the hangar bay is open, you can just go in. But there's turrets outside the hangar, of course. You'll be shot at.
Then I'm gonna try to slice them.
Go
Are you
ahead.
ready?
Yeah.
Oh my
It squeezed me!
It's a crit.
Whom's?
You know how that works.
You know what? You know what? Give me a D100. You got it. This is like a
Fuck yeah.
combat crit.
This is like
And on a slice, this is what I've been trying to do this whole time. That
The
just
whole
tables
time.
the weapon system.
Oh, in which case, you just do that. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
So that's excellent. You're even too far away. You can't even see the results of this, right? You can just down. You can just go. No, like their weapons are down. Their shields also go down by 1 as well, right?
Yeah. For 3
For
rounds.
3 rounds.
For 3 rounds.
That's very
Yikes!
nice.
I feel like this has just been because I've been slicing the ships for the past bit. I'm like, okay, I finally starting to get an understanding of how this like Imperial code works. And then I just do, and you just literally see Gratz like furiously going away. He just goes, oh man, I did it! I did it! Their weapons are down. They can't shoot at us.
And that's going to be excellent. The rebels are going to sheer forward from medium to short, and this is when you're starting to go forward as well. But this is when you see all the TIEs that would have been in that hangar. You know, the ship's weapons are down, so just like a black cloud facing you guys, just a huge amount of TIEs. It must be 20. You know, TIEs all together in. It's not even an organized formation. The best is it is an abstract cloud of TIEs heading in your direction.
You can imagine in atmosphere, you just hear like the worst noise you've ever heard with that many TIE fighters in one place.
Man, I hope they take that as a signal.
Yeah, they're going to be moving into position. So, you've got 1 turn, then it's the ship.
God, I'm really hoping that the people down on the surface do actually come up and help us fight.
Right now, there's unless they could see this,
Yeah.
maybe they could. But these
Well,
are small.
yeah.
Maybe they can see all the ties.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm hoping they take this as a signal.
Fire some concussion missiles at it. They'll see that.
That's smaller. You need some laser blasts.
So I guess I'm gonna move us into would be short range for the ties, I guess, and well, it would be for both. at
short
this point.
range for both. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, close range for the ties because they spent their turn leaving the hangar.
Yeah.
Close for the
Yeah.
ties, short for the star.
So I guess I will take some strain again to take a shot at some ties with their little baby turrets or little pea shooters, with the gunnery.
Oakley dokley,
Check
friend.
there. Yeah.
Sure.
Now?
Yeah. I mean, you've got an advantage you can do something with.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna pass that on to Voka for his shot with the the missile.
What to do? What to do?
I'm so happy that you disabled their weapons.
Yeah, that was like the best time for that to happen.
It was fantastic.
We're gonna. I pressed the reset button instead of the roll button. Really
Oops.
talented. Really talented. You see their shields start to flicker back online on the Star Destroyer, but the weapons are still not firing at you. You can see them kind of like just not even in the right sort of position. You don't have the alert inside your ship that you're being targeted by them. Lots of alerts from TIE fighters. Lots of alerts from TIE fighters. But, you know, that's a problem to worry about later. What about you two guys? What do you want to do? Gratz and Voka.
Go ahead.
You're in the cloud
I'm
of
going to
ties.
shoot a concussive missile at it. At them. Do you want me to use a light sight on this? See
Are
if
you
we can
shooting
take
at the
out as many as
ties
we can.
or the...
Ties.
Ties? Because we want to get on the big ship, and I also want to make as big of an explosion as possible to get people down below. Go, oh,
Punch a hole.
shooting.
Yeah, now's the time to use it.
Yeah, punch
Yeah.
a hole, literally, yeah.
So I'm going to use light sight to.
Go ahead.
And,
upgraded. I got a blue dice.
Yes, one blue die from my
I'll put that
advantage
on.
earlier.
Okay. Good to go.
Engage.
What?
Wait, you said something about even if you
Wow.
miss with blast, you can hit.
Yeah,
other
if you have
people.
blast, it's going to hit a lot of
It
people.
is blast
You're
3.
right.
This is blast 3. And,
How much damage does it do?
It's 4 breach 4.
Yep.
So that actually doesn't even
Blast 3.
destroy any ties. It is going to just send a bunch of them just veering out of the way smoking, but that's not enough to destroy a tie right out.
With the 3 advantages, what can I do with that? Just strain on them, or can I use those 3 advantages for the people on the ground to see the explosion?
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Okay. Fight.
Grats.
I'm just gonna try to slice the big ship again, because that's all I can really do here. That's gonna be just bring their shields back down.
And I can't wait to get you inside the walls of a Star Destroyer.
I can't wait to be inside.
A lot of walls.
A lot of walls.
It's good.
So
You
that
may
is
fire when ready.
computers.
Whew.
Shields flickering, shields struggling. Someone in there is trying to manage power to shields, and you're making a hard time for them.
That's all I can
First is
ask
gonna be
for.
the rebels.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just imagine the person inside of the computer. Yes, I fixed him. Fuck.
Exactly.
Rats, please tell me you're still working your magic back there.
So, well, do you see their shields?
Nope. How
Exactly.
long are they going to be down for?
At least another few seconds.
Oh, great.
Bop. Bop. Bop.
Hey! Hey!
That's what we're looking for. That's the Y-Wing as well. That's the Y-Wing flying, like, raising its belly, launching its concussive missiles, and then veering the fuck away, and as do the other X-Wings after firing away at the cloud. And this is where it punches the hole. It's the seismic explosion, sending TIE chuck, and that sends TIEs flying into other TIEs, doing all of that, punching you a nice neat hole to fly through. The TIEs are going to fly at you right now, and this is going to be essentially a cloud of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
So we just have to limp into the hangar. You were saying?
No, I was gonna say I evasive maneuvers, but it's no longer in effect because
You still have 2 shields on the front, so...
Still have 2 shields on the front. Was just hoping to throw them in there, but I
Ba-boom!
trying to do it.
That's perfect. That's excellent.
Oh
So,
my fucking god!
this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, because this is just a cloud of TIEs shooting at you. This is almost before the cloud kind of exploded. So that's going to be 4 instances of 6 damage.
4 instances of 6 damage, which means 24, but we minus
You
4
minus the armor from each one.
Right.
So that,
Each
Which
one.
is why I explained
it's
it in the
two-
simpler
2
way.
by 4, so it's an additional 8 damage.
8. Okay, that's not nearly as terrifying.
Yeah.
I will say, we are half dead.
Yeah. No,
But
it's bad.
There's
But
a big open hole. You're flying right up to the side of this Star Destroyer. You can see the hangars. You can see the shields flicking on and open. If you want to go, Jack, Cause Light, what do you want to do? If you want to just start flying towards the hangar, it's going to be a hard check to go from here to there, but it might be possible. But you might end up having to veer away, and that will put you in range of the small turrets on the outside of the hangar, which are going to fire at you no matter what.
Are they still disabled?
No.
They have one more turn of being disabled, I thought. There was 3
The
turns.
shields
No, it was
are disabled separately than the weapons system, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
I don't know how
Josiah
you
is not correcting me. I think
It
that is
doesn't
the case.
say. It literally
So,
just
yeah.
says
okay.
weapon systems are disabled. It does not say how long.
Let's
So-
say
Yeah,
these
okay,
little
fair enough.
turrets are still on. They're almost like a different
Yep,
system.
fair enough.
Where the major ones are off.
So I mean, like,
Or you could use a turn to fly closer and have an easier check. Or you could just go for it now.
well, I think the intention is to take 2 strain to do essentially the same thing, to fly twice.
That's
basically.
good. It's only going to be a hard check.
And use a light side, because we have 3.
Yeah.
Sure.
agree.
I'll use a light side. I'll upgrade on my side here, and piloting space. Yeah.
Piloting space.
Okay. Let me know when.
Go. That's excellent. I'm gonna be do the turrets. I'm gonna be shooting at you the whole time. It's gonna be 2 instances of little bab shots. Actually, gonna have an easier difficulty because size differences. Babbity bap, babbity boop. So your ship is taking fire from the turrets either side of the hangar. You just fly in, wheel through the hole in the ties. You see ties crashing behind you to try and wheel around through the debris field to get to you. Those turrets are going to do together 7 then 8 damage.
Okay. So total of 7 damage to us.
And you manage to do with that, fly in, skid in, probably taking out some, of the ties like in the hangar. Actually, there's no ties left in the hangar. It's an empty fucking hangar, nearly. It's a nearly empty hangar aside from 1 Lambda class shuttle. You can
That's not
whip
suspicious
around, turn so that you can leave quickly and land. It's a Lambda class shuttle. As you look even closer, has significant carbon scoring on the underside of it. But with that, you can actually land within the Imperial Star Destroyer hangar. It's empty, but you can still see some troops like getting ready, like at the hangars, because there's the windows, the big windows either side the hangars. You can see Imperial troopers, not even stormtroopers, getting into the right positions to fire at you. What do you guys want to do?
So they're getting into position to fire at us. Presumably they are looking at our back-facing bay.
They're kind of, facing the sides of the ship. They're on both sides of the hangar.
So they're on the sides of the ship right now, not on the back or the front.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, I just went, so ultimately it's not really me that needs to be worried about this.
There's the blaring alarms of the inside of the Imperial ship.
Can
the chatter
I-
on the radio.
Can I try to slice the ship to shut the lights off in here?
Yes!
Absolutely, you
fuck
can.
yes!
That's a great idea.
This is gonna be a fucking Chronicles of Riddick moment. I can see in the dark. This is so good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Both
I'm
of
ready.
you have really good perception in the dark, because it's Cure Boy and Sea Boy.
Echolocation.
Yep.
Go ahead. Slice away.
Fuck yes.
That's really good.
I just looked at Jack and I go, hold on a sec. Just
Bunk.
type.
So this is pretty excellent. You do so and all the lights just power down. You hear panic blasting from all around, which is starting to plink away at the ship. And then you hear on the side of the ship. Someone with a rocket launcher just panic launched. It actually wasn't the side of the ship they hit when you checked the scanners. Something heavy just landed on the outside of the ship. If you actually went outside to see it, one of the ceiling panels, the missile lost so much control, has just landed on top of the ship, which isn't actually going to be a negative for most things if you were trying to, if you were going to be a major shitlord and shoot with your side-mounted turrets on the wings. It is going to be trouble to leave. It is going to be harder to leave now in the future.
Would it be setbacks to leave? Is that what you're suggesting? Because if it is,
I think
I'm not worried.
a heavy thing on top of the ship is straight up more difficulty.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
So can I shoot
You might
the
also
ship's
not be
guns at these
conscious enough
people?
to drive the ship. No, the ship guns are forward facing. At this point,
Okay.
it's you guys
It's
need
me,
to get
I
out of
need-
the ship.
Yeah.
You also need to choose which way to go. Are you going to go fore in the ship or aft in the ship?
We're trying to get to the hyperdrive, right?
No, we were trying to deactivate the field first,
Right.
because doing that will mess with the hyperdrive, is what we believe. And then
In theory, they could be linked. So the
Where was the
concept is
biggest bulbous thing?
you either take out 4 separate gravity well generators or 1 hyperdrive. 4
Okay,
easier
in that
things
case-
or 1 big thing.
in that case, it's probably better if we go for the big thing, because it'll take it all down.
They
in
should
one
just
go.
be more vulnerable than most Star Destroyers because it is connected up.
Yeah. So that'd be towards the back then.
Maybe it's a Tesla.
We don't know. Is the thing? Is there some kind of check we could make to determine?
Oh, I mean, that's
which
going to be a
area
warfare
it is?
check.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
As
Oh,
there's
actually,
just stray
do I?
blasters at the side of the ship and he's plink, 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 plink.
I'm just gonna suggest that someone is probably better than me at warfare.
I have 3
Dex?
greens.
That's
Oh, you're better than me.
Yes. So
And that's not because I'm proficient, that's just because I have intelligence.
just because you smart.
Yeah.
I ain't
So-
smart, so
Just let me know whenever.
Go ahead.
Good.
You declare a direction to go in confidence.
that's fine. You know what? We can figure out where to go later. Let's get out of this fucking hangar.
I know exactly where we're going. I'm gonna try to take us to a spot that will have a schematic of the ship.
So we're gonna have to
engineering
exit.
bay.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Okay.
exit into a
And
hangar with
engineering
lots of
bays
people shooting.
Are usually connected to the
Hangars.
to the hangars. So
Yeah.
you kind of point in direction to. Imagine a hangar. There's your ship right by the exit. There's a lambda shuttle kind of in the
Ooh.
back. By your ship, 2 doors either side, windows. This is where all the Navy troopers are, panicking like shit. They're probably spilling out into the hangar in the time that you've been trying to decide all of this. If you go diagonally near the Lambda shuttle, that's where the engineering bay entrance will be. You're probably locked down by now, but you're not scared of slicing no door.
Either way, I need to open the door and start shooting in the dark while it's still dark.
Mm-hmm.
And they
if you
don't
want to
have
do essentially a suppressing fire to make sure that these guys can get across the room,
pretty much exactly what I was thinking.
I say go ahead. You know, we're going to be playing a little fast and loose with initiative because you're going to be meeting and killing people so quickly. So why don't you give me some suppressing fire? So
I'm going to be using essentially the auto fire on the big gun. So give me a setback dice because I'm using the big one. But I am basically just
auto fire.
I know where they are.
So it's setback and difficulty.
Yeah, and I'm basically trying to fire near the people who are panicking to make them panic more. Okay. Oh, that works.
I think successfully panicked.
Give you the advantage on the check to get over there.
2 for that. Oh no, it is. Never mind. It's 2 if you want to give it to yourself. So yes, getting over there isn't going to be a problem. Getting over there without being shot is. So are you both going to run together, boys? What are you going to do with the NPCs? What's the plan?
Well, I mean, I feel like us and Carrie can probably just run. I don't know what R5 is doing.
Leave him on the ship so we can astrogate.
Yeah.
R5 should be planning our way out of here. Aranto should probably be defending the ship.
Yeah, just with a fucking blaster.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cool. Excellent. She could be doing suppressing fire on the other side. You guys are going to use your maneuvers to run. Do you want to do strain to try and push further than that? Because this will be running to the engineering bay doors with this turn.
Yeah. Well, I will anyways.
I'm not going to, and my reason for that is because I don't have a lot of strain.
Okay, 2 strain. Do you want to try and slice this door yonder open?
Oh, absolutely.
Go ahead. You go to blue. Because you've been given space.
Mm.
You don't take the penalties because of the dark, but nothing happens at all. You know, it's great because Jack, you're in the dark. You're only you only see things in flashes of red blaster fire and the occasional white dim light that's like by the side of each door in case of emergencies. So you get to the side of the door and he just starts screwing around. There's sparks and lights. Door is not open. Door is very not open. More blaster fires coming in your direction.
This is very much in character, but also out of character. I totally forgot that I have night vision goggles that are just on my head. And that's so I equipped those. Like, oh, right. Which is because for like navigating in the dark is not a problem for me, so it was like a disconnect and I get that I'm like, oh shit, I can't fucking see. It's the only thing I spent money on.
You'd be getting shot at. I just need to get the stats for these Navy troopers. And my brain stopped working. My eye brain. But really, I am my brain. If you ever think about that, really, all you are is just a goopy juice inside a head. That's true. Where the fuck? Where is my things? Here it is. The adversary list is in a different place in every book, and I was using the ones from Age of Rebellion for a bit. Because I can. Alright, Navy Troopers. They only have a 2. I'm going to give them a bonus because there's a lot of them, but then they're going to get a bunch of setbacks. Bam-bam. Bam-bam. Right, they're going to be shooting at both of you, Jack and Gratz. Actually, they got 2 shots. They're going to shoot at Gratz and Voka.
Makes sense.
This is on Gratz. Nothing.
Too tiny. Can't hit.
Tiny. 1 threat.
Literally can't fucking see me. This is my fucking wheel voice.
And on Voka, they're going to cause they're gonna cause you some strain, Voka. You're gonna take a strain from, you know,
That's fine.
you're at the it's like the favorite part of the ship, landing bay, big old hydraulic piston, and you're like there firing. Constant sparks, sprays of oil from the piston getting shot by the pistol strikes from the Navy troopers. Back up to Voka.
Okay. This time I think I'm going to double run to the door, just because if it's still darkness, right? So the shooting, just the light show over there just stops. And I'm sprinting to the door, and they're like, what?
You can hear him. You can hear Voka approaching. Stomp, 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 stomp.
So I'm going to take the 2 strain to do that.
Carrie's actually
Now
going
I'm
to
at the
continue your suppressing fire.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, you always want to be suppressing. Always
Yes.
be suppressing.
ABS.
Yeah.
Always be suppressed. Hashtag America.
I didn't do that against any difficulty. What a smart boy I am.
Successfully, though.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we take that. You know, the espresso is successful. 5 threat is not great. Yeah, that's actually perfect. So, with Voka moving up, and Voka and Carrie have actually fought, like, twice at this point. Kind of worked out the system. Carrie, the bounty droid, positions herself with her rifle, and she has, this is not a repeating rifle, this is well-placed shots to the right place to delay their positioning.
This one probably wouldn't make nearly as much light as well. So this is like just, they hear
assassinations and people going down, yeah. Because it's a slug thrower. But she is going to take the fire, and she's actually going to take several blaster bolts that you just see a spark of electricity and her go down to one knee. It's almost like an instinct. You've seen her do it before. As her, she is knocked prone and temporarily unable to fight and move. And this is actually a perfect place to break for tonight. We want to go one more week. This whole siege is going to be next week. Whole thing, you're going to get through a whole Star Destroyer. It's not just going to be one check. But I need to take care of my baby body. I'm a soft boy. So we're going to leave it off here and come back next time, where I'm sure you'll succeed. I'm sure the Force will be with you. Always. I meant to use more dark side points at the end there, but I forgot, because of that politeness.
I consider it not politeness, but bad memory. Just as we have bad memory and didn't use them for a very good amount of time at the beginning as well.
No comment. It's also I have to play a lot of allies as well in this game, which I love, but makes it more awkward to use light side, dark side. But why don't we real quick talk about whomst you are, and then we'll be back next week for the thrilling conclusion where you either win or die.
Or both.
That is
an option.
That is an option, kind of.
Yeah.
It's very much an option for Voka.
Yeah.
Please. Dungeon Dad.
Hello. That's me. I got a YouTube channel. I post videos there about D&D stuff. It's pretty cool. You can find me under Dungeon Dad on YouTube. I also have a Twitter account. You can follow me if you want to. Probably wouldn't though, TBH.
He does shitpost a lot.
It's all shit posts.
Right now I'm currently doing a playthrough, or sorry, a let's read of the Book of Revelations. Very cool, very cool. Super stoked to see how this chapter ends. I heard that the author's on hiatus, so I'm ready to be disappointed, but that's okay. Anyways, that's me. That's the show. Go ahead. Next up is Tesh.
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube. You can find me under that name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Follow me on Twitter for cute animal gifs and to keep up to date on all the things I'm doing. Follow me on Twitch if you like Monster Hunter, looter shooters of any kind, RPGs, that sort of stuff. And yeah.
William.
Right now, just follow me on Twitter at Will and Graham. I've got some cool stuff coming up in the near future, and don't have a ton else to say right now. So, Ollie, why don't you start talking?
Yeah, I got a lot going on, which is why I'm being careful with my careful baby body. Oh, remember the good old days? Could stream for 8 hours a day and tell all these stories, but now I just return to my back to tank. Wednesdays we've got Yavaskir, Horn of Plenty. It's a good old game. It's the usual stuff. In a few, at some point after this game, we will have a Yavaskir Amelia's Detective Agency, the long-awaited return of a campaign where basically Amelia is so cool a character she's just getting her own show. It's a spin-off, I guess. That's gonna be really fun. That's gonna be a noir detective kind of thing. A little bit of a genre fuck. That will be after this show, although I don't know whether it'll be a week or 2 weeks or more. We'll play it by ear, but you could also play by ear the Fire Emblem Three Houses streams we do on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, body and weather permitting. And be sure to follow me on Twitter. At the moment, I am also shitposting. But if I'm ever doing anything more interesting, that's where I would do it. I also post a lot about my Patreon, because I'm putting a lot of effort into it. If you want these shows to continue, please consider supporting on Patreon. There is an extra show for $5 a month. There's also a Discord link. If you like this show and want to talk about it, join the Discord. If you're new and want to know more about it, join the Discord. And we will be back next week. Say goodbye, kids at home.
You can't make me.
Bye.
Or not, I guess. Jeez. Kids these days. Get no respect.